Hey everyone. This is Valley from the Okra Oracles. This is season one still, episode four. And tonight actually, we're gonna be talking about rabbits, what they mean and what they stand for, what they represent. Esoterically, maybe. We're like kind of leaning that way on this episode. And I am introducing Farah.
Hey.
Farah, my lovely co-host, and she is gonna kind of get us started on this episode. We're gonna call it Rabbit Rabbit, and we're starting with there are there are some rituals that people do at the beginning of each month, on the first of each month, and Farrah's gonna kind of introduce that for us. Um so I guess this episode is kind of first of the month and about rituals. So take it away, Farrah.
Rabbit, Rabbit Valley. Rabbit, Rabbit.
Rabbit, rabbit, Farrah, rabbit, rabbit.
So the first day of the month, you do Rabbit, Rabbit. That's the first thing you should
Uh-huh.
say when you wake up in the morning. The first thing you say for the day, it's going to bring
Hmm.
you good luck all day long, all month long, prosperity.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah,
we went down the rabbit hole, if you will,
we
on
really did. We really
where
did.
did Rabbit, Rabbit come from? Why do people say it? One thing that we figured out is when there is a tradition
Hmm.
that people do and they can't really tell you where it came from, it's
Hmm.
usually, that's superstition, right? But
Yeah,
there
folklore,
really, yeah, folklore,
superstition.
there's really
Yeah.
like no one can really say where Rabbit Rabbit came from, but well, not everybody, but people that do it. I've always done it. My daughter's always done it. We
I
have friends that have
know.
done it. We've always said Rabbit Rabbit on the first of the month, but why? Where did it come from? And so
Yeah, and I had never heard about that or knew anything about it, but I did. So when we would go to field parties, smoke from like you build a bonfire, not even a bonfire, but like a little fire. And when the smoke would like happen to blow, the wind would blow the smoke in your face, or you would kind of get the smoke in your face. You would say three times, "I hate white rabbits. I hate white rabbits. I hate white rabbits." And this, you say those things kind of in a ritualistic way, and to move the smoke along, right? And I had no idea where that came from. I don't know. I guess the first time I heard that was maybe like in high school. We were like at a field party or whatever, and probably smoking or whatever. And somebody was like, "You just say I hate white rabbits three times, and the smoke moves along." So that was kind of the first time I'd heard using the rabbit or in like a phrase or a ritual to make something happen or to manifest something,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so you had mentioned that you say rabbit, rabbit at the first of the month
Yeah, on
to
the
bring
first of
luck
the
for the
month.
rest of the
That's right.
month.
It's supposed to
And
bring
so,
prosperity into your home. There's
yeah.
all kinds of other things you do on the first of the month. It's kind of well, it's all about
Okay.
time. It's the
Yeah.
the ritual of time. It's the first day of the month. It's a
Mhm.
reset. It's, go ahead and clear out the negativity or anything you don't want around and bring in something new and rabbit, rabbit. But why? Why rabbit, rabbit? And like
Yeah.
you
Why?
with the smoke, I always heard camping that you just,
Uh,
all the elders, the grandparents, they would always say, well, smoke follows beauty. And you just kind of
I
accepted it in
know.
good faith.
Yeah.
You accept it. I didn't know you could actually move it by telling the
I know. And then
rabbits,
my partner said that they didn't use the word rabbit, rabbit. They used the word bunny.
bunny.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what he said the sentence was, but he said they used to use fuzzy bunny and they would say it three times to move the smoke out of your, like when it's blowing in your face, like out of your face, or move it along and it kind of circles
And it works.
around.
It
And sometimes
works.
it does work. Sometimes it does work. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it does work. But then um when we were researching your, it's like the first thing you say as soon as you wake up on the,
Yeah.
August 1st. So we're recording this like a week before. So it's like, all right, everybody, if you want to maybe bring some luck or prosperity into your month, as soon as you wake up on August 1st, you say rabbit, rabbit, as soon as you wake up. And in our research, there was a written, so I'm going to look at the Farmer's Almanac published something. Let me see. Oh, this was this year. They kind of went back and revisited some folklore. I love the Farmer's Almanac,
Same.
and they mentioned, yeah, I know I love the Farmer's Almanac. There's a lot, and you know what else I love is the Foxfire books that were written by some. I think there were UGA students that went and interviewed students, these students went and interviewed people that lived in Appalachia and kind of recorded the way that they would plant, the way they would manifest, folklore, et cetera, et cetera. And I would like to save that for another episode. But we found this in the Farmer's Almanac that the origin of the superstition in the UK may have come from Alice in Wonderland,
Most
which was,
likely.
I think, yeah, which was published in 1865. A young girl is luckily guided by white rabbits, or a white rabbit, of course, through their
Down the
adventures
rabbit hole.
down the rabbit hole, which there's been a lot of that in 2025, which was a kind of another reason we wanted to touch on rabbits, because that kept coming up, right? So, but the first written record um of that phrase being said for luck was a English periodical called Notes and Queries, and that periodical came out in the late March 27th of 1909. And there was an article, a note published there that said a parent said his children spoke rabbit, rabbit up the chimney on the first of each month in the hopes of receiving a present. Over the following decades, the expression was said by many people in hopes of making other wishes come true, bringing financial prosperity and encouraging general month long luck. Um, and I never knew that. Like, I know that there is rabbit medicine,
Hmm.
and there in Chinese astrology, one of the animals in the 12, I think it's what, every 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are 12 animals that are in Chinese astrology, and the rabbit is one of them. Um, but there's like rabbit hole, and then there's the rabbit just seems to kind of come up in superstition and folklore. So I feel like we just kind of wanted to
To
touch
touch
on
on.
that. Yeah, I think we just kind of wanted to touch on that. Did you have, I think we looked up kind of what the rabbit medicine or the Chinese astrology was on the year of the rabbit. And this year actually is year of the, what is this year? Do you remember what this year is?
My bad.
I
No,
forget.
I'm
I
horrible.
forgot.
What
I'm
is
gonna
this
look it
year? It's
up.
not last year was dragon. It's whatever comes after dragon. Is this the year of the snake?
Yeah.
Is it the year of the
I
snake?
think it's snake.
I think it's snake too.
Let me look it up. But
Our best friend is
I
an
think,
astrologer. Our best friend is an astrologer. We should know this like the back of our hands every year. What we're
yeah, this year, which we probably should do a snake episode, but 2025 is year of the snake.
Okay, so it is year of the
And
snake.
yeah, and this animal has long been regarded in Japan as auspicious being that brings about good fortune and fertility. But
Rabbits are
Um,
fertility too.
the rabbits are fertility too, and I think the year I think rabbit medicine. I can look that up too. I had that pulled up right here.
Yeah,
Rabbit medicine.
medicine is very interesting. It's about the rabbit medicine with the witch. Is that
Yeah,
yeah?
so yeah. Her name was Eye Walker or Eve Walker. Eye Walker, I think. No one really knows how long ago it was. Rabbit was a brave and fearless warrior. Rabbit was befriended by Eye Walker, a witch. The witch and Rabbit spent much time together, sharing and talking. The two were very close. One day, Eyewalker and Rabbit were walking along and they sat down on the trail to rest. Rabbit said, I'm thirsty. Eyewalker picked up a leaf, blew on it, and then handed the rabbit a gourd of water. Rabbit drank the water but didn't say anything. Then Rabbit said, I'm hungry. Eyewalker picked up a stone and blew on it and changed it to a turnip. She gave the turnip to Rabbit to eat. Rabbit tasted it and then ate the turnip with relish, but still Rabbit didn't say anything. The two continued along the trail, which led into the mountains. Near the top, Rabbit tripped and fell and rolled almost to the bottom. Rabbit was in very sad condition. When Eyewalker got to him, she used a magic salve. I'm sure that salve had some comfrey in it.
I'm sure some
On Ras
yarrow.
and Rabbit was in. Okay, so Rabbit was in. So she used a magic salve on Rabbit to heal his great pain, and I'm sure some St. John's wort too. His broken bones. Rabbit didn't say anything. Several days later, Eyewalker went searching for her friend. She searched high and low, but Rabbit was nowhere to be found. Finally, Eyewalker gave up. She met Rabbit quite by accident one day. Rabbit, why are you hiding and avoiding me? The witch said. Because I'm afraid of you and I'm afraid of magic, answered Rabbit, cowering. Leave me alone. I see, said Eyewalker the witch. I have used my magical powers on your behalf, and now you turn on me and refuse my friendship. I want nothing more to do with you or your powers, Rabbit countered. Rabbit did not even see the tears his words were bringing to Eyewalker the witch's eyes. I hope we never meet and that I never see you again, Rabbit continued. So I think Rabbit and Eyewalker the witch had a little bit of a miscommunication
They have
here.
some drama.
Well, here's the lesson. If you pulled Rabbit, stop talking about horrible things happening and getting rid of what if in your vocabulary. Like if you're pulling a rabbit card,
Mm-hmm.
like here's the lesson. If you pull a rabbit card,
Or see a rabbit, or rabbits are the
yeah,
theme.
this card may signal a time of worry and about the future and or of trying to exercise your control over that which is not informed, like the future. Like that is the definition of anxiety. Like I have anxieties
Yeah.
and that's just something I kind of
It's
have to
just future
manage.
worry. Yep.
Yeah. So stop now. Like write your fears down. And I've actually had some cognitive behavioral therapy for this. Like what are when you are kind of focusing on the other shoe to drop, what are what is the possibility? Like what's the possibility of that happening in reality? So write your fears down and be willing to feel them, but also breathe into them, feel them running through your body and into Mother Earth as a giveaway. Um, so I think the rabbit, and even if you encounter a rabbit fair like in the woods, they're always like super kind of like nervous. They're the bottom of the food chain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So their thing is to be like hyper aware. They're super nervous. Even when you're driving your car down the road and you come across a rabbit in the road, they're like jumping back and forth like a squirrel and they can't figure
Yep.
out which way to go and they're trying to make a
It's
decision.
skittish and timid, and yeah, the inability to make a decision. That's one with rabbit medicine. That's like,
Yeah.
what was it? It was it's the hesitancy to make changes.
Yeah. And I think um that is part of rabbit medicine. So if you see a rabbit, which I think we all do. I think rabbits are a little easier to see in our daily life than like a bear. I mean, we see a lot of deer, and so I kind of check on deer medicine quite a lot. I see quite a few deer. I don't see a lot of. I know you don't see a lot of deer
No,
on the
girl, I'm
coast of
looking at
North
the crops. I'm
Carolina.
looking at those gators out there.
I
It's
I
gators
need to
and
see what
sharks,
gator
gators,
medicine
and every now and
is.
again, a cute little possum rolling around.
I know, like our last episode, but I know Western North Carolina they see a lot of bear. We
A lot of
see quite
bears.
some. Yeah, we see a lot of deer medicine. They see a lot of bear medicine. I do see rabbit medicine. I need to check out skunk medicine
Mm-hmm.
because there are, girl, in the spring. And we are in full summer right now, but spring, those skunks are in rut. I don't know if they call it rut. I know they call it rut for deer. I don't know what they call it for skunks, but they are amazing. I mean, they are out there. East Tennessee, Western North Carolina. Um, but yeah, rabbits. We did we have something pulled up for rabbit the astrological. I can pull that up too. I
We
know I
had
wanted
that
to.
as
We were.
far as what we have. We were just more or less the Chinese
Ast-
astrology for the
yeah,
rabbit is
yeah.
well, it's hard not to. I do it just because I'm in the West. I think of Western astrology, but when I
Oh
think of
yeah.
rabbit, as far as Chinese astrology goes, it has similarities to the sun sign of Cancer. Just the kind,
Okay.
gentle spirit,
Mm,
just very sweet, artistic and creative. Um, very much team players, agile, all those good things. And they have the converse
yeah.
of that. There's always a positive and negative aspect to every astrology sign. And their negative aspects would be superficial, melancholy, stubborn, insecure, things like that. But yeah,
Not agility.
not agility,
Agility.
not adaptability.
No, my dad called my sister Jackrabbit because she's agile and she's very fast. And when she was in high school, there were a couple of field parties where they were, and I will touch on the different. There's one, yeah, there's we were talking about sitting around like bonfires and sitting around a fire and saying, I hate white rabbits, I hate white rabbits, I hate white rabbits. In field parties like in high school and stuff. And my dad called my sister Jackrabbit because there were a couple times where the cops came out and she did not get caught because she ran like a jackrabbit and hid, I don't know, in a ditch in the back of somebody's truck. Like she never got caught. She only got caught by my parents because she got home late. But at those field parties, we were talking about, recipes that may include rabbit, like rabbit stew, which we'll put on our Patreon. But I also wanted to talk about drinks we would have at some of these like huge field parties, like out in the cut in South Georgia, which is where I grew up. And Farah and I were talking about we we had a very similar experience, but hers happened to be with grape Kool-Aid called Purple Jesus, and mine happened to, there were
It
a
was called
couple of very,
PJ. It was
it,
PJ.
it was called PJ.
PJ. But yeah, it's Purple Jesus. It's, you called it PJ, and everybody's like, what is PJ? It's Purple Jesus. But yours
Yeah,
is,
and then well, yeah, mine, the one that we, so the similar, like the ingredient that they shared was Everclear. It
mm-hmm.
was a very high alcohol. I don't even know how we made it out of. I don't know how anyone makes it out of their teens. Now that I'm at a certain age, like Gen X, and I think back, but PJ was made with Kool-Aid,
Yeah,
grape
purple
Kool-Aid.
grape Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
You
Everclear.
soak that fruit in Everclear
Put that
for
fruit in
a week.
there.
You put the fruit, the watermelon, the tangerines, whatever fruit, apples, whatever
Uh-huh.
fruit you were going to put in that punch went in a
Mm.
cooler, and you just poured the Everclear in, and then yeah, and you added in,
See it.
yeah, and you just let it sit and marinate and soak up that alcohol. And yeah, how did Gen
Yeah.
X make it out alive? Because I was 14 drinking this stuff
Girl, I was,
in a
well, I think
field.
the first time I had an Everclear beverage was like, I don't know, 18. I don't really remember. And I could have had one and not even know it. Like,
You
I
don't
should have,
remember because you drank it.
woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah. I don't remember, but we had one called Hunch Punch, whatever. And it was made with Minute Maid, the cans that you
Yeah,
buy in the grocery store, the Minute Maid like juice cans, they were made with like, there was one called like Fruit Punch, and you buy however many, I don't remember, and then you made the Hunch Punch in a cooler or something big. I know that you said PJ was made in the back of a truck,
girl, we did like
lined.
what we do. I mean, let's take the bonfire field parties out of it because that was a
Okay,
thing too. That was a whole thing.
yeah,
But where I spent formative years, even though I'm a Georgia girl, like grew up mostly in North Carolina,
uh huh,
and where I grew up in the Piedmont, Southern Pines, Pinehurst. There were steeplechases every year. They called them Stony Brook. And these people, it's like the Kentucky Derby, but it's Stony Brook in Pinehurst, North Carolina. And it was just this tailgate to what I mean, I can't say that I ever saw a horse any of the years I went there, but apparently there was a horse chase, like a horse race in the middle of this. But I mean, people were hanging chandeliers
did
from
you see
their.
a track? Was there a track? Did you
Yeah,
see
I
the
did see
track? I
the
mean,
track. Yeah. And there was like
so it
fences,
was
but I never
kind of
saw
like a
the actual horses.
fancy.
It was so fancy. I mean, what we call like charcuterie tailgating today, these people were, I mean, like their fancy silverware.
Yeah.
These little pop-ups were decorated to the nines. But
Uh-huh.
on the outskirts of that, if you didn't have one of the front row pop-up tents, you had, your trucks. And so everybody would like make their PJ, and they would line their flatbeds, their trucks with whatever you line a truck with, and they poured it
Yeah.
in
To
there
keep your
to
juice in
keep
there,
your
to keep
juice in
you
there. And so then they would
uh
like put it in there, and you were like, 13, 14, 15 years old, walking around with a red solo cup. That's all you needed. You
girl,
walk in there
that
with a
is
red solo cup, and you just dipped it in the back of
young.
that car, drank, dipped it in the back. I mean, it was
Keep going.
dangerous because it was delicious. Like you didn't even know it had alcohol in it because it was just
I do
purple
love some
Kool-Aid.
great
It
Kool-Aid.
was so good. Yeah, it was grape Kool-Aid. But yeah, they're just like mixing the Kool-Aid in, the sugar in, the Everclear, throwing all that fruit in, and then just having, yeah, steeplechase parties with that.
Well,
But
ours
we
was
did
just like
PJ.
random field parties out in the cut in like South Georgia.
That's what we
That
did. That
ours
was
was
that
not.
was that was Strawberry Hill Boone's Farm.
Okay, well, that
That's
there
what I
was a
did
time and
in those
place for
days.
that.
Yeah, that's what I did back in
Time
those
and
days. Yeah, for
place.
sure. But we
Time
got
and place.
PJ and Hunch Punch. The whole they say that what was it? Like the salt on the first of the month. We have salt on the first of the month too with Rabbit Rabbit because you salt your door.
Hmm.
Because what
Oh
is it? Yeah,
yeah, and around your
you salt your door
windows.
around your windows, around the perimeter of your home,
Yep.
to to cleanse and reset to keep
and protect.
to protect because anything bad, demons, spirits, whatever, trying to get in,
Keep
trying,
keep them out.
they have to stop and count all the grains of salt or sand or whatever you
Yeah,
would put at
salt,
the
sand,
door.
rice, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that went right along with the rabbit at the first of the month. And somewhere along the way, somebody, and I think maybe because perhaps we didn't want it to be the original story in the UK where it was pinch punch, where they would
Hmm.
talk like they took a pinch of salt, threw it at a witch, and punched her to render her ineffective. We kind of
Yeah.
took it over here
A little
as
night,
as
kind
to
of
mean like,
nice.
yeah,
And
to be like, oh no,
girl,
George.
count that salt, count that sand,
And
count the grains of rice.
we took it as George Washington used to meet with the Native American leaders the first of every month and serve them fruit punch with salt in it.
Well,
That's
we
what
did read that,
we
but
read that, but we
not
have
salt. Like,
no references to support this theory.
yeah, that was like a
It's just
story that
folklore. It has trickled down through the ages
for first of the month.
for the first of the month.
Yeah.
So anyway, we took it to mean PJ and Hunch Punch instead. Maybe put a little salt in that.
I know.
Put a little
But we
salt
were
in your
like,
PJ.
well,
Yeah.
let's what? Yeah, so I took it back as like when we decided to do first of the month and we researched rabbit, I was thinking, I wonder if that is where I hate white rabbits came from. And then I asked my partner, and he was like, and told him about the field party and the when you would have a bonfire. And he said, oh, where we would say we would just say fuzzy bunnies. And I was like, fuzzy bunnies. I mean, I guess it's similar but not. But it maybe
Well, they said
I
when you say
don't know.
pinch
I
punch,
think
they said when you said pinch punch in the UK, the little kids, the same ones that said rabbit, rabbit, like in the early days,
yeah.
like from the Lewis Carroll thing, they said
Mm,
that those kids would say pinch punch. It's just like a little schoolyard bully game, but you would say pinch punch, and then you would say
mm,
white rabbit, no punch back. And then the little
mm.
kids would say kick too quick or something like that. But like
So it was a game.
they would say white rabbit no punch back to keep you from punching them back. Like you did pinch punch on the first of the month, but you had to say white rabbit to stop it from
Oh.
happening. So this white rabbit thing's been like trickling down since the beginning of time for
Well,
someone.
yeah,
I mean, like,
since 19, at least
yeah,
since
early
I mean,
1900s.
yeah, early 1900s.
But here we are just walking around shooing
And
fire
I hate white
away and
rabbits. I mean,
yeah,
I've said it
shooting
so
fire
many
away and
times,
like
drinking beer, like sitting around. I mean, even if I don't say it now, like I think about and I'm like, I might not say it out loud, but I say it in my mind. I'm
I say
sick
it
because
on the first of the month. I
I
say it on the first of the month.
love
I always say
like
it on the first of the month.
I love the fall and like having a fire and maybe not having a hunch punch. Oh, and another one we would have is swamp frog.
Oh
So
yeah.
there's PJ
Purple
and there's
Jesus.
hunch punch. Yeah,
Minute
purple
Maid.
Jesus, great. Okay,
Grape Kool-Aid. And then
grape Kool-Aid, and then hunch punch is Minute Maid fruit punch, and then swamp frog, which I had for the first time, and one of my oldest, dearest friends' brother told us this recipe, which isn't much different than Hunch Punch or PJ, but it's Minute Maid lime and lemon. So
oh
when you make it in a
delicious.
cooler and you add, sliced lemon, sliced lime, sliced oranges, or have whatever citrus, and it's ever clear. Hey,
Always with
why
that Everclear.
the
Always with the
why?
Everclear. I don't know.
Why
I
couldn't
don't
it just
know.
be like vodka or something? But yeah, Swamp
Because we got to
Frog
go
was
extreme,
Minute
girl.
Maid lemonade and Minute Maid limeade, and then you just mix all that and do your like. I don't know your ratio. I don't even know if there is a
I don't
ratio.
think there's
I mean, is there a
ratios.
ratio? I don't think
Probably
there's a
not
ratio. As long as
ratios.
it tastes
What are the
good.
ratios? Pour, 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 pour,
I
pour.
know.
Throw some fruit in. Stir,
Yeah.
drink. Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
it's oh, we are American.
I
we,
know.
we
I know. It's so odd. But so as far as like excuse me, had some beverage tonight. Mm, rabbit rabbit.
no salt in that,
We
Bev.
no
Need to put some salt in there. Make some
I know
pizza with some
I
salt
need
in
to
it.
salt my rim is what I need to do. I need to
Right?
salt that rim. But yeah, I was so rabbit. I when we started um talking about this a few months ago, I kept telling myself I wanted to say rabbit rabbit on the first of the month. And I mean, I need to put it in my calendar. Like I haven't put it in my calendar yet. So you need to help me, Farah, like remember
Oh yeah, I just
to put
texted
it.
to you on the first of the month. I texted,
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
say,
I need to
first
put it in my
thing, rabbit,
calendar.
rabbit. Although
Yeah,
some people
rabbit,
say
rabbit.
rabbit,
But
rabbit, rabbit. They say it 3 times.
three times?
I've just always said it 2 times. First thing when you,
I've
first thing you say in the
never
day.
I've never said it the first of the month, so I need to try to do that. But I
The
feel like
cool
I'm a
thing
little
is,
bit.
if you miss it this coming month, if you miss it on
There's
August
another
1st,
month. There's
you got
12
another
more in the
one.
year.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
12 chances to do it every year.
Yeah.
I
So when
know.
y'all see a rabbit, think about rabbit medicine. And you can look up rabbit. I mean, you don't have to have like the rabbit. You don't have to have the animal medicine like book. Like you could Google it. So you ran into a rabbit. So there's rabbit, bear, deer. I think there's a water animal too. Is it beaver?
Probably
I think there's a beaver, but you can Google it too. Like if you happen to run across an animal and you kind of want to, I think there's snake. I don't know, and maybe we'll go. Maybe for our next few episodes, we'll kind of go over some of the
some
animal
of the animals
medicines
of the, yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
research some folklore around each animal. That would be kind of fun. But I know there's snake bear. We haven't been over. I actually think because we went last, our last episode was possum, so we kind of
Possum.
went over
And our
that.
one before that was Squatch, Yeti.
I know there's a
There's
lot
so
for
much
that.
medicine there. Yeah.
There's so much
There's
information and
evasiveness, there's laying low, uh,
yeah. If
keeping to
we just want to take it at
yourself, minding
face
your own
value for sure.
business.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
If you want to take it at
Survival,
face value.
survival of the fittest.
High, yeah. Evasiveness,
Yeah, yeah.
camouflaging yourself, like not being, yeah, if you want to be an
Hmm.
introvert.
Fully prepared, being prepared for anything that
Oh
comes,
yeah,
being able to
survival
surviving, yeah,
yeah,
living off the wild.
for generations and
Yeah, yeah,
generations.